Boy, you know what I'm learning at all these things? Walmart. You get hit, Walmart. You need me for your security. Hey everybody, Larry Lawton here for another edition of Confessions. This is going to be great. We're going to have a lot of fun today, and we're going to see if these guys can make my crew. What makes Larry's crew? That's what's different. I think you have to have guts, ingenuity, planning, just the way you conduct yourself, and I mean that in the big picture. But before we get started, please make sure you check out our membership program. Make sure you check out our memberships on YouTube and Patreon. Make sure you check out the merch. We're getting better and better merch. We're getting a lot of compliments on our merchandise. And make sure you pass the word, please. And if you haven't, subscribe. This is going to be fun. My first confession. Hey Larry, how you doing? When I was a young boy around age 7 to 9, I used to go to the local grocery store with a couple of my friends. Now, when me and my friends go there, a couple of them distract the clerk and the customers, whilst me and some of my other friends would clear the whole load of condoms. We didn't really know what they were, but we never got caught. Anyways, we sold them to our older brothers and their friends and made a fortune in the end. Hey, pretty smart. Again, at 7 or 9, I didn't think you knew what condoms were. If you did, man, you're a lot more mature than I was at that age. Pretty smart. Pretty good. Had an end plan. Got money out of an item. You knew you could sell them. Pretty good. I mean, obviously, I don't know how old you are, because I think condoms are free today. At least here in America and Florida they are. You can get condoms pretty much in any place you want. You can go to school and get them even in some places. I know that. But I'll tell you what. Pretty good. Not bad at all. I can't knock you there. Okay, guys, here's another one. I was dating a hot girl. I know she was way out of my league, and I had gotten told that she's just a gold digger. But like I said, she was smoking hot, so I didn't care. So to make a long story short, she left state for a few days, called and said she was coming back, and she told me, be ready, and to buy some rubbers. Condoms. So, being the broke teen I was, I went to Walmart and stole a 32-pack of condoms straight off the shelf. I had some buddies watching guards, so I didn't get caught. I went to the bathroom and shoved them all in my waistband of my pants. Wow, I give you a lot of credit on this one. 1, you're going after the hot girl. 2, you're smart enough that if you were going to have sex with this girl, you're going to use a condom. Give you a lot of kudos there. No matter what you're doing, use condoms. I don't care who you are. That's pretty smart. You had friends help you, so you used them in the right way to distract the guards. You didn't really talk about what happened. Did you really get her or anything else? But it doesn't matter. This confession is pretty cool. It doesn't say how old you were. It says you were a teenager, and a lot of teenagers do stupid things. But man, I'll tell you, that's a story for the age. I could just see you sitting around playing cards with someone saying, hey, when we were kids, man, I wanted this hot broad. I stole condoms. So I got to give you a little credit for that. You went to the biggest retailer, Walmart, so they probably don't even know they're robbed. So that was pretty good. I don't know where even rubbers are in Walmart. I guess the pharmacy section. But pretty smart, pretty slick, pretty smart. And, you know, it is what it is. But I give you a lot of smarts for thinking ahead about not getting a disease or ruining your life in some way like that. So pretty good there. You're on my list. At Walmart, I got stopped trying to leave. In my hands were a plate of chicken and mashed potatoes from the deli. I'd gone through the self-checkout because I didn't want to wait. The checker lady in the yellow vest was having a fit. Where's your receipt? I couldn't find it. I always just stuffed them in my pocket. I kept looking for it, and the lady wouldn't let me go. A full 5 minutes passed. Eventually, I found it and walked out in a huff. It was pretty nerve-wracking since I had $150 worth of 35mm film from that Walmart stuffed in my boots. You know, wow, you held good, and you had a diversion. So actually, you did the right thing, because they're not thinking you stole anything. You checked out through self-check, and even losing the receipt's kind of normal. The huff, knowing you had something in your boots, took a lot of moxie. So I give you a lot of credit there. It was kind of a diversion tactic you used, they call it, and that was a pretty smart move. For a young kid, that's a pretty good move too. Boy, you know what I'm learning at all these things? Walmart, you get hit, Walmart. You need me for your security because I'd figure these things out. Smart kid. Hope the food was good. But I don't know how the Walmart would let $150 film be out in the open where it's not either behind something locked or have one of those things on it that you have to try to get off. So I think that was pretty good. Obviously, you used the checkout. Listen, I almost hate to say it. Who hasn't gone through a self-check and maybe missed an item and didn't go back and double check and not look through their bag? I have. I mean, and I got in the car and I said, oh shit, I didn't even pay for that. But I didn't do it with intent, so it's called mens rea in prison. Mens rea, which means you have to have the intent to commit the crime. I had no intent when I missed that, but I get that one. That was pretty good. I give you a lot of credit on that. So once when I was 12, 2 years ago, I was on my scooter going to get a drink from the shop, bumped into a mate, and he was going to the shop too. I was saying how I needed some more scooter part, and he was like, I'll steal it for you. So we went into the shop, and he got me the handlebar grips and a wheel and hid them under his shirt. After that, we still went and bought stuff so I didn't look suspicious. 2 days after that, I went back and stole another wheel and didn't get caught. Got caught for that after I went in to steal a chocolate bar. Listen, you want to talk about 3 strikes? How do you get caught for stealing a candy bar and not a wheel? How big is a wheel that you're putting it under your shirt? I mean, you might as well just walk out of the store with something. That's a tough one for me. Listen, 3 strikes and you're out. You know, you should have just got away with that and sold the bike and made some money. And boy, now you're pretty good. Stealing a candy bar, what did they do to you? You know, these are the kind of cases I want to hear what happened to you. Did they slap you on the wrist? Did they make you pay? Did they call your parents? What happened? You're 14 now. You know, is it just your hormones and being stupid? Or is it just, you know, I don't know. You're getting more and more brazen. I'll steal everything. That's dangerous. Because what happens with people is what they do. They start feeling invincible. And I worry about that. When I was younger, me and my friends were pretty well known for stealing weed. Some of the buyers really didn't have a clue. We found out if they asked for 2, we could give them 1, and they would be none of the wiser. We ended up doing this pretty successfully, sometimes doubling profits on our batch. Wow, then you had pretty stupid buyers. Obviously, you were underweighing. They do that with all kinds of drugs, cocaine or pills. Now, pills, no, because it's a hard thing. Pills, they'll put crap in it and stuff like that and cut the cost. Listen, it's no different than somebody buying an ounce of cocaine and then cutting it with some B12 and doubling the batch. That's pretty much what you did, but you just did it the opposite way because you had stupid customers. I really applaud you for getting stupid customers, because if they're that stupid to buy an ounce of weed and get half an ounce, they have no idea how to weigh something. It would take one time for them to go home, put it on a scale, and figure out, wait a minute, I was halved, and then come back and maybe you had an excuse or not. But you know, you were doing no different than any other smart criminal would do, if you want to call it that. So you're a pretty smart kid. When I was around 14, me and a friend went into a supermarket once or twice a week, and we would fill our rucksacks with cans of energy drinks and food very stealthily. Luckily, we never got caught, but we did every week for around a year. Wow, well, I guess you're stealing just because to steal. I don't know if you don't have the money to pay for the energy drinks. Energy drinks are a lot of money. Those Monster drinks, the Red Bull. I drink Red Bull now and then, and it's, you know, it can get expensive. But, you know, you found out something that worked and you kept using it. And I wonder if you would have thought what you would have did if you got caught. Like, do you have an excuse plan? When I hear these confessions, the first thing I think is, are they thinking deeper than just the confession? Are you actually planning out what to say if you get caught? I made a mistake. It was my first time. Start crying. I don't know. I'm just thinking. Do you ever think what your parents are going to say? Do you ever think what the authorities can really do to you? Most people don't think of the consequences. And sometimes the consequences could be real. And for that energy drink, you might lose going to a good college, something serious. And it'll be worth a lot more than just the slap on the wrist you think you're going to get. So think about that. Always think about that. That's what makes me think about what you guys are doing, a lot of that. When I was around 15, I lived across the street from Walmart. Around midnight every night, I would walk across the street to steal the non-spider wrapped video games from the place. I would bring a backpack with me and plant it in some model shed that were in front of the Lowe's next door. I made off with at least $200 worth of games and never got caught. Pretty smart. You figured out when the trucks would come. You figured out when it wasn't people around. You didn't get caught. You had a hiding space. You know, so you're not caught until you either had them in your possession. So that's another pretty smart move. You figured all that out. You're 15 years old. You know, you're pretty slick right now. Again, you know, where's it leading? You know, I don't know what you're doing with your money. I hope you're putting some money away. As far as smoking weed a lot, I think it burns your brain out at that age. I didn't smoke that weed when I was that age. I got a little older before I got stupid. But, you know, you use two big stores to get away with something. So, man, you're a pretty smart kid right now. And I'm glad you didn't get caught. And listen, I hope you're on my GTA now. But so far, pretty good. I can't, you know, that's a confession. I can't knock that confession. I've stolen about 100 pencils from school. Once I did get confronted by the teacher, but I lied, and she believed me. I don't know why I stole them, and I had enough at home. It just started with one, and it felt good, so I did it more and more. Ooh. You know what you really are? You're what they call today is a kleptomaniac, meaning you just steal to steal. You don't know why you do it. You literally steal to steal. It's called being a kleptomaniac. Pencils, I don't know how old you are. Obviously, I think the teacher knew, and the teacher probably didn't want to jam you up. And she said, you know what? I'm just going to let him go and hope he just grows out of this because it's pencils. And it'd be funny if you ended up getting, like, you know, thousands of pencils and then you built something out of them or something. People do some crazy stuff. When I was 5, I was in a subway with my dad and brother. I was 5 at the time, and we saw that the gift cards, and my brother and I took them, not knowing what they were. We would stash them in our drawer, and one day I have one to my oldest brother, and he said, thanks for the gift. And I was shocked because I realized that there was money on it, and he would use them. That gift cards don't work that way. I don't know where you're from. Gift cards in all those aisles, if you steal those gift cards, they don't have money on them. The cashier actually puts the money on them after swiping them. So I don't know how you had cash cards with money on them, unless you were just mistaken when you wrote this thing. When you were 5, I didn't remember too much when I was 5. You know, obviously, you know, you got some memory if you can remember that. I'll tell you about stealing. They used to steal money orders out of safes in travel agencies, but those were cash. Those were actual money. I'm not proud of this at all, but when I was down bad, I robbed a store at gunpoint. I covered myself in fake tattoos and made sure they could see, so when the description was put out for the criminal, it would describe tattoos, but I had removed them as soon as possible so they couldn't match the description with me. Listen, armed robbery will get you put in prison no matter what age, and if it's a real gun, even I didn't use a real gun. When I robbed, I used a BB gun. When you use a real firearm, the authorities are pissed. They're going to get you, and they're not going to give you a break. I'm glad you're not proud of it. I hope you stopped one of those bad things you did, and you got out of your bad luck and whatever's going on in your life. I really don't want to see you go down for something like this. This is serious. All kidding aside, this is serious. This is not just a confession. It's a confession, but obviously on here, and nobody can tell who you are. I can't tell you who you are, nor do I want to know who you are. I respect you for feeling bad about it. That means you have a conscience, and I respect that as well. Think about what you're doing, man, because this is not easy. This is a tough one. Boy, I had to stop dead when you said I pointed a gun and did an armed robbery. That's big league. You know, it's big league and it's bad. It's really, really dangerous, okay? So just think about that when you're doing stupid stuff. And we all get caught up in this kind of lifestyle, and that worries me. Anyway, everybody, this is the end of Confessions right now. I love reading this stuff, and I get into reading them and just thinking about how the mindsets of young people go, or people who do different kind of crimes. We get so many, or 3,000 or 3,500 of them, or whatever it is. So keep Confessions coming if you want. And the more people want it and comment about it, we'll do them. And hearing your stories is kind of entertaining to me, because it reminds me a lot of me when I was young, especially when I see some of the smarter ones. And I'm not calling you all dumb. I respect everybody. It is what it is. But you know what? Make good choices. You know I don't support crime. You know I don't support any of this stuff now. I want you to live through me so you don't have to face the consequences I had to face. Always remember that. I am who I am. People can hate me, they can love me, but you can't say Larry doesn't tell it like it is. That's just the way I'm going to do it. And always remember, got books. Now, books are coming down to the end. Last of a batch of books. But we still have the regular books. Now it's no more limited edition, no more signed books. But we just have. If you want a book signed, obviously I'm not an asshole. I always sign books for people if they want something specific. I usually do that. You know that. Make sure you check out our Instagram and Facebook. I'm still doing that workout series and feeling better and better. Boy, getting better. I can feel it. And I love that part of it. All right, guys. Have a great day. Stay safe out there, really. Things are coming back to normal in one way or the other, if you want to call it that. But you got to stay safe. Please stay safe. Love you guys. Respect you guys. Please make good choices. Catch me on maybe GTA or something like that, because I'm starting to do that. And I'm going to be twitching, too. I'm going to be going on Twitch. So any suggestions, keep them coming. Comments, keep them coming. I love them. I really do. I love reading comments. You know that. I like responding to a lot of them as well. Have a great day, everybody. Stay safe. Much respect from me to you.